All right, turning now to a case involving millions of dollars, gifts and gourmet duck. U.S. officials charging Linda Sun, a former aide to New York Governor Kathy Hochul, with acting as an agent of the Chinese government. Sun is charged with a number of crimes, including visa fraud and money laundering. Her husband has also been charged. Gloria Pazmino joins us now. Gloria, great to have you with us. Some of these charges tie to a time when she was working in the governor's office and include restricting access to Taiwanese government officials, changing messages related to the People's Party, and pushing for a trip for the governor to China. My brain boggles. What more can you tell us?
Absolutely, Julia. It is a fascinating case, and if these charges turn out to be true, this basically amounts to the successful infiltration by a Chinese government agent at the highest levels of New York's government. Not only did it happen under the current governor, Kathy Hochul, but also under the previous governor, Andrew Cuomo. This went on for at least a decade as Linda Sun, the woman who has been charged, worked not just in the executive chamber, but also in other state agencies. Now, Linda Sun and her husband, Chris, who were charged just a short while ago, and prosecutors say that they benefited themselves. They took gifts, they enriched themselves and their family, benefited their friends, all in exchange for favors that ultimately benefited the Chinese Communist Party and the Chinese government. At one point, Linda Sun and her husband accepted tickets to special events. They helped friends travel. They supplied letters of invitation from the governor, allowing officials from the Chinese government to travel here to the United States without the governor's knowledge. At one point, in exchange for all of this access and this influence, Julia, she was sent a specially prepared Chinese salted duck to the home of her parents. The duck was prepared by the personal chef of a Chinese government party official. Now, according to the documents, she also used her post in government when Andrew Cuomo was governor to urge him to publicly thank Chinese officials for a donation of medical equipment that they made at the height of the pandemic. Not only did Cuomo go on to thank them during the public briefing, but he also issued a tweet writing out their names and praising them in public. Now, Linda Sun and her husband appeared in court just a short while. As I said, they declared themselves not guilty. And their lawyers have said that this is all the result of aggressive investigations by the federal prosecutors. We did get a response from Hochul's office, who noted that as soon as they noticed the suspicious activity, they flagged it to the proper officials, and that her employment was terminated in March of 2023 after they discovered evidence of misconduct. They immediately reported her actions to law enforcement and have since been assisting with the investigation. Now, Julia, whether or not these charges turn out to be true, we will find out as the investigation and the trial process develops. But one thing is clear, if the accusations are true, it certainly amounts to just a brazen infiltration of state government here in the United States, and not just for one governor, but two governors throughout the span of 10 years, which raises serious questions, not just about how the governor's office hires its people, but also about whether or not the Communist Party might have more agents out there working on their behalf. Julia?
Yes, it's certainly a colourful array of charges, let's call it that, and I think brazen will be the perfect word if indeed she proves and they prove to be guilty of these charges. Gloria, good to have you with us. Thank you.